Hello. Are you procrastinating right now? Me too. Like, what are you avoiding that could be so bad that you would rather spend your time listening to me talk about finding alternatives to doing the things that we're supposed to be doing? Procrastination. It's a problem that a lot of us have. I suffer with it a lot, as evidenced by the fact that I am here making this video because there are an abundance of assignments due in 2 days that I would like to avoid with every fiber of my being. And after several years of college, 4 years of high school, and the years of education before that, not to mention a lot of other projects and work experience I've had, even at my young age, I'm painfully aware that if I would just do the things that I am avoiding at this exact moment, then I would be filled with a sense of relief and fulfillment that would be incredible. And yet, I'm here. And I'm talking to you guys, which I don't regret at all. I think you guys are great. I'm sure that you guys are really, really awesome people. But I was specifically supposed to do these things, and my deadline for these things is rapidly approaching, but all I can do is try to think of ways to avoid doing them. Ergo, the topic for today's video, procrastination. I've actually started doing this thing where instead of just doing fun things to avoid the hard things that I want to do, I'll pick other productive things that are in the peripheral, things that don't need my immediate attention, but that I decide to give my immediate attention so that way I don't have to deal with the things that are begging to be done. For example, I'll wash dishes, I'll meal plan, I'll fold clothes, I'll do a load of laundry, I'll sweep, vacuum, mop, call people I haven't seen in 3 years, organize my books, all the things that don't need to be done right now, I will do. It's actually like the best way to get my room clean is for me to actually have to do something else. But ultimately, then I have to come back. I still have to do the thing. And so I was just wondering today, instead of doing the things, I decided to wonder about why I don't. I think it all comes down to like a comfort and commitment thing. Like anybody else, I love comfort. I love being comfortable. I seek comfort, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. That's okay. You probably seek comfort, and that's great. I think it's reasonable to hypothesize that that desire for comfort comes from an instinct to survive. Because like any organism, you want to maintain survival. You want to continue on in this life. So it's intuitive that you would surround yourself with, an environment that makes you comfortable, that makes you feel like you're in a safe space. So that desire for comfort doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But it's easy to let dominate us if we put it at the forefront of everything that we do. Like right now, for me, it's more comfortable for me to talk about how much I want to avoid doing these things than actually doing them. But why is it more comfortable? That's what I really, really wanted to get to the bottom of. Because intellectually, I know the benefit of doing the hard things far exceeds the benefit of me staying comfortable right now. Intellectually, I know that the desire for fulfillment supersedes the desire for instant gratification, instant comfort, instant distraction. And yet, here I am avoiding the things that will lead me to a path that I intellectually and emotionally prefer, in all honesty and transparency. And I started thinking about why that is, and I realized that a lot of it has to do with fear. And because I'm so attached to comfort, because I'm so attached to the safe space of avoiding the hard stuff, the unpleasant things, I've crippled myself in such a way that that fear dominates my actions. That avoidance suddenly becomes less instinctual and more calculated. And so here I am, not using a comfort zone to protect myself, but instead to hurt me. Maybe not hurt, maybe hinder is the better word. I'm using this comfort zone to hinder me from what I actually want to do. And I know I talked about comfort zones a little bit toward the end of my last video, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot because of how much I'm letting it get to me and stop me. And so just like last time, when I encouraged you to think about a time in which you dreaded only to later get past that, look back and see, yeah, wasn't so bad. I encourage you today to look back on times when you have stepped outside of your comfort zone and done something difficult, only to see that it was super, super worth it. So that right now, if you're procrastinating and looking at your comfort zone, looking at something that you should be doing and don't want to do, instead of seeing the seemingly insurmountable amount of discomfort that you would have by buckling down and doing that thing, you can instead see what comes after that, that fulfillment and that realization that the thing that you were avoiding wasn't so bad in the first place. So just like last time when I told you that it's okay to dread uncomfortable circumstances, I'm here to tell you that it's okay to have a comfort zone. But just like I encouraged you to accept those uncomfortable circumstances and attack them head on without giving them power to control your mindset before you go into them, I want you to face the things that you know that you can do and that you know you should do, and to not let that dread have any power over you. And I know that procrastination can be a slippery slope of, oh man, I've avoided it for this long, and like, okay, I might as well avoid it a little bit longer. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so terrible, I can't do it. Then I might as well avoid it. But now it's time to do it, but it's so much bigger now because I have less time. All these things just like wrap up and snowball. So the time is now. No more running. You don't need to give it that much power. You've done this thing that you're seeing that seems so impossible to do in the time allotted, or seems like it would be so horribly uncomfortable to do, or too hard, or too time consuming, or too strenuous, too stressful, whatever it is, whatever this thing is, I know that you've done things that were harder than this, or more uncomfortable than this, or more seemingly impossible than this in the past. And if it truly is the most daunting task ever that you've ever faced in your life up to this point, all the more reason to shatter it now and give yourself something to look back on and see, wow, I did that thing. If I can do that, then I can do anything. So anyway, once again, this is just me believing in you and telling you that this thing that we talked about is not as big as you, not even close. So don't give it any more power. Don't avoid it. Make sure that it knows. Make sure that it knows that you're bigger. If you clicked on a video about procrastination for some tips on how to not procrastinate, I'm sorry that I probably didn't bail you out there. But if you clicked on this video about procrastination because you wanted somebody to tell you that you don't need to do it anymore, that the time to start is now, the time to start is now. You can do it. I believe in you. I don't even know what this thing is. I just know that you're bigger and you're stronger and you're better. So go do it. Let's do it together. I'll do mine, you do yours. We'll be great. And with that, I guess I've said all I can say for right now. So until next time, you can do this. I know you can. I know you can. Thanks so much.